Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin with Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Oh, it almost hit me. It almost hit me as soon as we went live.
What?
The sneeze.
Oh.
Oh, no. I've never sneezed on this show, and there's going to be a first for it. It's almost better to let the sneeze out, right, than just to hold it in.
If you hold it in, then your eyes pop out.
It does not. Oh, man. It's a fun sneezy morning here. On
Sneezy morning?
Sneezy morning.
Sneeze.
You have to say it with a little bit of a lisp when you say sneezy morning.
I like
Hey,
it.
now we're sounding like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Oh, please. We're not. Dr. Seuss is out of my vocabulary for temporarily. No, you know what? My love for Dr. Seuss is it's starting to formulate. It really is.
Why did you ever dislike him?
It's just the books were so long when you read them at night.
They're not long.
Trust me. They're long.
It's 90% picture and 3 or 4 words.
No, some of them things, and they're like 58, 60 pages. That's a lot of flipping.
Hop on Pop and think Green Eggs and Ham are not that long.
One
One fish, two fish, that's not that long.
Well, they seem like 50 or 60 pages to me.
Okay,
And
so that's why you didn't like him?
now there's words on one side though, so it's really like 25. But that's a lot of flipping.
It is?
Yeah.
It keeps the kids entertained.
You know, as the children get older, you need to start reading longer books, like chapter books.
Great. See, I'm still reading The Stove is Hot.
Really?
The Cot is Comfortable.
Did you ever read Dick and Jane?
No.
That was...
No, did not.
That's what we did when I went to school.
I still dread like To Kill a Mockingbird and all that kind of stuff. Wasn't that Boo Radley was in that book?
Yeah,
and
I
stuff?
never did see a mockingbird in that entire book.
And I've never, the only poor mockingbird I've ever seen that wasn't a goner was the little punk neighbor kid growing up decided to get his BB gun and shoot one. And boy, I'm telling you, isn't that a crime?
That is a crime. That's a state bird of Texas.
Yeah, you don't mess with the mockingbirds and you don't mess with my dog because she's the state dog of Texas. The
I
Blue
didn't know
Lacy.
that.
She's a Blue Lacy.
A Blue Lacy is the state dog.
And that's how I got her. Yeah, and some punk threw her out there in Crabs Prairie. So there you go.
They threw her out.
Threw her out of a moving car. You know,
Did she bounce?
I don't know, but she bounced into my heart.
Oh,
So, I've had her. That was a good little segue.
it
Rick.
was. I like it.
And that was a big thank you to Frank Oliveris, by the way, because he was the one that took him in. His neighbor took him in, and then Frank put it on social media 3 years ago. I knew there would be a time I could talk about my pup. It happens about once a month. So,
Well, Frank's a nice guy.
yeah, he's an animal guy.
Him and his wife. Both are very nice people.
Speaking of animals going on, have y'all been keeping up with Miss Carlton, Sky Carlton over Deep Clean, Texas? Somebody keeps unloading dogs over at her property, and so every day she's like, well, here's another one, here's another one. She put a picture on Facebook. There's like 5 dogs on her back porch now. And I don't know who's doing it,
It's not me.
But so take care. Go to Rita B. Huff. If there's something going on, call up Rita B. Huff and let them help you. That's the best thing to do. I understand if people have pets and, something happens or they're like, there's no way we can take care of them. Don't put the poor little animals out like that. Go take them to a place and let people take care of them.
I agree. I can't imagine just abandoning your dog.
No. Reminds me of that.
I used to baby mine like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah. Did you have a bottle and all that? And
No.
A little
But
children's
I used
diaper?
to hold her and feed her treats all the time.
I just thought, do you still do that to Kay?
No, Kay's much more independent than my dog was.
Gosh. Oh, goodness. Well, welcome
I
in.
don't wag my tail every time he walks in the door. So.
She never runs to greet me and licks my leg.
I know when I first met you, you had that little patch right
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
on your calf, but it's no longer there anymore.
That's because the dog passed away.
Oh, man. So, well, hey, welcome in as we get going this morning. Always a lot of fun here on a wonderful, sometimes wacky Wednesday. That's how we like it.
Yeah.
We do want to welcome you in as we rock and roll here on this beautiful day. It is National Make Life Beautiful Day today, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few moments. As we get started, I do want to welcome all of you in to episode number 527 here again on a wonderful Wednesday. As always, big thank you to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com, and we could not be here without the foundation's support of our great friends from Tomorrow's. I said Tomorrow's.
Close.
It's my nose is congested. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Good to see you, Kay.
Good to be here.
I'm not going to say good morning to Rick, just to you, Kay. Yeah,
Wow, I love you too, Rob.
yeah. It's our friend. Our friendship is
Yeah, you notice she's holding her side.
yeah. So welcome in. Good to see you today. So I know, Kay, you've been busy and a lot going on and working like crazy as always. And
Actually, I haven't been.
well, you've been trying to get feeling better. I know too. I know you've had a lot going on, but and I say your mind has been working like crazy because I know there's a lot of things you always want to be on the go, and I know sometimes when we're not feeling good, that's not a good thing because we can't be on the go like we always want to be. But I did want to give you a shout out though, just your leadership. You have such great staff, and Charlotte over at the academy has been so wonderful. Charlotte gives me life lessons too, by the way, as a parent. So it's not just our children getting educated.
No, Charlotte's only 27.
Well, I thought she was 26.
No,
Yeah.
she's 27. She'll tell you that. She's been telling me that for 20 years. So.
20. She's only. Yeah, she's been with you over 20 years, right? Yeah,
In
that is.
25 years.
That's awesome.
Every time I see her, or age comes up, she's 27. So remember that.
Well, and it's not just her at the academy, but y'all's other staff too at the other locations do such a wonderful job. And there's days where I go in this morning. I go in this morning, and we'll have a little Kay's Wednesday wisdom in a few moments. But I go in this morning. Everything's good. I get up earlier, just a little bit earlier, and do a couple of new things. To kind of, I guess the trendy word is self-care. Has that been a thing forever? Or did that just pop up in the last year? Because I've never heard
Oh,
of
no,
it.
it's been around a while.
But no one's made it popular.
It wasn't around when I was a kid, but nothing was around when I was a kid.
I don't mean to hate on it, but I never heard of that phrase until I don't know, a year ago.
Oh, I mean, back when they had bookstores and everything, there was a self-help I think it was called self-help.
Yeah, I remember that.
Section and stuff.
But it's it's trendy now. It's this new. It's my algorithm on social media. On Facebook and Instagram. Self-care.
Well, I did a little self-care myself this morning.
It's a good job.
He bathed.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. As my wife said that. That's great.
What was your self-care, Rick?
I went and got all the leaves out of the pool.
That is.
Pool's this big around, but I got them out.
It's like the dog's water bowl. That's a pool. But I don't know. It's one of those things. I guess we go in cycles in life to where there's these things that have always been there, but no one's ever really been. It hasn't taken off, I guess, or I don't know how to really say it, but like with children's toys, the word that I keep seeing on everything now is sensory. Well, Montessori's been doing that forever.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a new thing. But some marketing person decided, let's make that a thing, and now it's on every single toy that even it's like it's on a Nintendo Switch 2 sensory.
Oh, I had
Well, if you think about it, everything's sensory.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, had it the other day. Was working on an ad, and they kept sending me pictures, and I'm like, that's not Montessori. That's not Montessori. Well, it says Montessori when I Googled Montessori, toys, and I'm like, try Montessori materials, because we don't call them toys. And, finally, and I had already sent 5 or 6 pictures of what a Montessori work is. And they finally came back with a picture, but, everything now, Montessori is another one of those buzzwords. And so they're putting Montessori on a lot of toys that kind of resemble some of the things that Montessori was doing.
Now
But they're not Montessori materials.
You're right. You're right. You see all of these things on everything. The trending, the marketing.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean they're bad toys to go buy your child at all. I mean, kind of thing. But the perception is, oh, I'm buying Montessori, and it's like, you're buying some of the idea, not all, not the whole thing.
I'm sitting here thinking, let's talk to the expert. Okay, what we need, like a USDA seal. I mean this, Kay. We need a K boning seal of approval. If it says, and I just thought of this. What it could say, Rick. This would be great marketing. It would be okay.
I'm still waiting to get that seal.
What is the one? What is the one? There's one that's a check mark on stuff on foods. Have you seen that before?
Yeah, USDA.
Is that the USDA? The check
Isn't
mark?
it got a check mark when it says USDA?
No, they have like a badge, but maybe they have a check mark too. I just envision a picture of just Kay's head and like a thumb up, and it says okay. And then if it's this is market. Here we go. This is marketing, Kay. That somebody needs to come out with a line of toys, the OK brand of toys. And I think you could do it. So if anybody out there has any, Jamie Saucier, woodworking, right? Jamie Saucier, Pop, if you're out there from Pop's Wood Shop, we'll go ahead and roll out a line. Kay doesn't have to do any work. The only thing she's going to tell me is what toys, what materials are valid for Montessori. I'll give her a royalty with her seal of approval. So if you guys could help make those, that would be great. So you don't have to do anything. You just collect the royalties.
She can't do anything.
Yeah. Do you like the idea, though? Okay. Okay.
That's funny.
Brand of toys.
It's better than okay.
And to go with the Tomorrow's Promise line, okay, not just childcare. Here we go. This is a whole line of things. We've already got Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools, Tomorrow's Promise taxi. That kind of went downhill. That one didn't work out.
That was funny though.
But now the Tomorrow's Promise toy line, and here's what the deal is: these toys won't break tomorrow. We promise.
They'll break today.
Break today.
There you go. That one backfired on me.
Yeah.
So, today's promise toys. Oh, but anyways, good stuff. Well, good to have you back, Kay. Last week got to hang out with Isaiah Berry. I've enjoyed getting to know Isaiah. I know he's helping you guys out and doing great work, and it's always a lot of fun to meet new people and just to hear new ideas. And there's so much going on in our community. In fact, today at noon, there is a ribbon cutting over at the new homes that are popping up there on Highway 30. And so come out and be a part of that. That's going to be fun. They're going to have an open house today, Kay Hovnanian Homes opening up. And so there's all these new neighborhoods. And I started thinking, Kay, as I see new houses, it's good to see growth, as long as it's managed properly. I think Huntsville's done a pretty good job. There's certain things that I wish, like anything, that – I'm not like turning into like an overly environmental person, but I just wish that we would save some of the trees. That would be one thing that I would push for, is like, if you're building, let's keep some trees around, because we're starting to see it on 45, especially we're starting to see a lot of clearing along the highways and stuff, and that's what makes this area beautiful. But with the growth, and I mentioned all this, there are a lot of good things. And I actually thought about you the other day when I was driving past, and like this new development's come. It's beautiful out there. They're beautiful homes, by the way. They had to clear the land to put in the homes, but the homes are fabulous, absolutely beautiful. And I thought of you immediately because I said, you know what? There's going to be young families that are going to be moving into these homes, and they're going to need a place for their children to be during the day, and not just a place to leave them and hope that they make it back alive. A place that they're going to grow and learn.
She does that to me all the time.
Yeah. Well, you're still here, so.
I mean, she just goes off and leaves me and hopes I'm alive when she gets back.
Yeah. Well, you're still here. You're doing okay, Rick.
Yeah.
But I thought about
Feel
that.
a little bit abandoned, but
It's important for any. I think it's important for anything that's growing to have young people involved. Of course, we got to have people of all ages, but I really believe. You think about a church. A vibrant church is going to have a lot of young families joining, and that's good for the church because it keeps a pipeline of members coming in, right? And I think it's important for a community that we also have opportunities for people to move into an area. One, that the area is beautiful and good schools and good health care, which Huntsville is improving all of these things. But then also a good place for families to grow up and young people. And that's what we're starting to see, I think, here in Huntsville. We're going to see a lot more younger families, I believe, move in because of these new developments that are coming into town. And that's good for you guys.
That's one reason why when we were talking about another location, I said it needs to be on the other side of the freeway.
And I think that whole area, with this development coming in, and then there's apartments.
Yeah.
When you first start seeing that, you're like, oh, man. But then once the development starts, it's easy to sit back. And I know I said a while ago, about the tree thing, but it's easy to sit back and look at that and be, what's that going to do? But then once the development starts coming up, it starts to look pretty good. And we're seeing that now with those homes that they're building there. That little area is going to fill in nicely and look beautiful. And then with those new apartments that are coming up, I think those are apartments right there, just right down the road. Man, that's a lot of new opportunities for families to move into our community. About
a year ago, I think it was, that they said there was going to be 5,000 new homes in the next 2 or 3, 4 years.
I think it was 4 years.
Yeah, and then that was before they opened up the Veterans Memorial. There's about 1,200 acres there that's going to be another planned community with a golf course and stuff. And so
the Legacy
I'm
Pines.
not sure how many that's going to add, but there's some serious number of homes that's getting added to the town.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is just preserving the culture. And how do you preserve the culture of a community? Those that live here talk about the community. And that's what we try to do on this show every day. And there's a lot of new people that join, and we try to share that with them.
I do what happened to me when I moved here 28 years ago. Well, I guess 29 years ago. Been a day or two. As people welcomed you.
Mm-hmm.
They went out of their way to say hello and invite you to church, or have you heard about this place or that place? And so, these new developments that are coming in and stuff, welcome the people. And
what happened when you got here, Rob?
Everyone welcomed me, and I think of anytime I think of 3 people right away. I know the exact 3 people who initially welcomed me into this community. That's Huntsville, right? Mm-hmm. I immediately think of those 3 people, and 2 of them aren't here anymore, and 1 of them works in another community. But they welcomed me here.
Yeah.
And you know what was neat about that? This is the culture. I never thought about this. Those 3 people aren't even from here, but other people welcomed them and made them feel welcome. And guess what? They, in turn, dictated that culture to me.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
I felt welcome when I finally married her and showed up here.
Well, my beautiful wife moved here, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
That's the beginning of the whole thing. Yeah. Well, let us know this morning. We always talk about gratitude and things that we're thankful for. And we always ask people, what are you thankful for about Huntsville? But maybe mention something. Comment in this morning on ways that you've been welcomed here in this community. Maybe share a quick story, a quick sentence, but just share something. Maybe you're in business and somebody welcomed your business to this community, just share something with us this morning about who or what has made a big impact on you in Huntsville, and comment in on those. We do have a great show lined up as we get rolling today. Many of you already are commenting in, and so thank you for those. Please keep them coming. And people always ask, how can I help? Well, Rob, I can't spend any money with you, but what can I do? Well, you can share and like this broadcast. We're seeing a lot of new folks joining us. Kyle Curley joining us this morning. And he is on the towboats today out there, I think in Louisiana, off the Gulf Coast somewhere. So, Kyle, good morning to you joining us. I know you watch, but he doesn't comment in often. But there's a lot of folks like that watch the show that don't comment in. That's perfectly fine. But, Kyle, good to see you. And we did want to say a really quick shout-out to our friend Jamie Saucier. He is back in the Woodlands this morning. I know that his wife has been battling a lot of medical illness and things. And so, Jamie, we are continuously praying for you and for Nina, and just want you to know how much we love you and your beautiful family. So always good to see you on as well this morning, my friend. And let Nina know how much we love her and care about her. Well, let's take a brief break. Cassidy Gutierrez from the Chamber will be joining us. She messaged me last night, though, and said her husband had to pick up a late shift, and so she would be a little bit later. So she said it would be around 7:45-ish or so. So I'd expect her here any moment. But let's go ahead, take a brief break, and when we come back, maybe a little Wednesday wisdom, if that's all right. So
great.
We've got some. And I'm feeling a little bit better this morning because of Kay's Wednesday wisdom that she didn't even know that I already took advantage of without her even telling
I think
me.
I've told you before, but you finally listened.
It was in my subconscious. It was in my
That was a
Well,
slap.
there's no. He's told me I'll try before, and there's either do or don't do. There's no try.
Oh.
Yoda.
Yoda.
Yeah, that's it. So
Wisdom of Yoda.
There we go. It's Kay's Wednesday Yoda wisdom. We'll take a brief break. Continue letting us know you're out there, and hey, interact with everyone else that's on the streams this morning too. That I love when we do this show, and I don't know if I've ever brought this up. Honestly, I love the side conversations that sometimes start happening during the show. That's what it's about, friends. There's a lot of people that start commenting in and chatting, and so chat with each other as well. That's what we do, and we want all of you to feel welcome. We'll take a very brief break, and when we come back, a little Kay's Wednesday wisdom, and we haven't forgot, we will have a little something special from Rick. Hey, by the way, Rick, keyword's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and you know why?
Why?
Because we're giving away some cool Cafe Texan gift cards this morning. I know. It's an uplifting show. All you got to do is text in the keyword cool, and that is to 936-339-0139. Again, keyword is cool, along with your name, to 936-339-0139. We have some $25 Cafe Texan gift cards we're giving away this week and next week. So text in that keyword now for your chance to win. As always, we are here on a wonderful Wednesday. It's brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Over 27 years of excellence. More information is online at tomorrowspromise.info. We'll take that brief break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We're not a daycare. We're a child care center focused on growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit 94.3.
All right, my friends, welcome back at it. You know, I was thinking of that word friends. A pastor of mine growing up, his name was David Edwards, called everybody friends. Never forget, on a Sunday morning, and that made a lasting impact on me. And you never know what little things that you do that you don't even know that you do make an impact. And I guarantee David never knew that he passed away tragically in a car accident many years ago. In fact, on his way to adopt 2 children, they'd been working on this for 2 years.
Oh, my.
And the next week they were going to adopt the children. He was on his way to get the beds for them for their room, and they're in Corsicana, and a vehicle tragically hit him head on, and he was called home to be with the Lord. The wife, Lindy, still adopted the children, and those children have now graduated college. Wow, which is unbelievable. They were from Taiwan. But David always, and in fact, I got a picture of David in my office. Everywhere I've ever worked, I've carried a picture with him, and I have it on my computer in my office because he made such a lasting impact on my life as a youth and a young adult growing up, because he was always there for anybody, but he always called everybody friends, and that stood out to me. Didn't matter who you were. He'd always say in his sermons, friends, I want to tell you about this. Friends, everywhere we went.
Speaking of that impact, when your kids get older, they're going to remember things that you barely remember, and they're going to remember it differently than you do.
Yeah, you got to be very mindful.
I have talked to my daughter about some things, and she doesn't remember it the way I do.
It comes out different. 76 this morning, a nice 94% Huntsville humidity as we are feeling good today. How about 70% chance of rain? Could be heavy at times. That's why the National Weather Service has put us into a flood watch until later this evening. Not a flash flood, but a flood watch. And really because of that, that is going to continue, not just through this evening, but actually all the way through Thursday evening. We're expected to have more and more thunderstorms and rain showers. The primary threat from this, thankfully, is not the severe weather that we've been seeing in the area, but quite a bit of rain. We had that gully washer come through just the other day. What was it, last Wednesday? Dumped on 4 to 5 inches of rain in a matter of a couple of hours. And so just be careful out there. Download the Walker County OEM app. They do a great job of keeping up to date. But Kay, it is now time, and something maybe you can do during 15 minutes of something you're going to talk about. Maybe that could be part of your routine, but let us know what Kay's Wednesday wisdom is today.
Well, you mentioned earlier today that you got up 15 minutes earlier and that you had time to do things. If you are getting up out of bed and just, run, you don't have time to orient yourself to having a good day. So, if you get up 30 minutes to 45 or even an hour before, you can spend 15 minutes doing a little exercising, 15 minutes reading a book, 15 minutes praying, and get started on your own terms. Mm-hmm. If the first thing you're doing in the morning is hitting the snooze alarm, you're starting off in a negative mode. So if you can work on starting off in a positive mode, that affects the rest of your day.
It's funny because let me backtrack. I did get up earlier this morning, and I feel more happening because I got up earlier. I had to have a different attitude because we get in this mundane routine of things, and some mornings you just wake up like, here we go again, and you don't mean to, but it's just. And you're thankful. It's not that you're not thankful. You have joy. You have gratitude. But in the back of your mind, you're like, here we go again. The cycle continues.
Well, spend 5 minutes writing down what you're grateful for.
I just got up and I said, man, I need to practice what I preach. And we should wake up in prayer every morning. And that 5 minutes of prayer. And I want to give the Lord more than 5 minutes, obviously. But 5 minutes in prayer this morning was a lot different than the other mornings that I wake up in prayer. Because I was very intentional about my attitude this morning when I prayed. I said, Lord, I say thank you every morning when I get up, but it's normally like, thank you, Lord. I want to help me to have a great day. Amen. This morning I was very intentional, and Lord, help me to have a different attitude about today, because in the back of my mind, I'm feeling tired physically. In the front of my mind, I'm feeling tired. But I said, Lord, give me the strength that I need to not only have a great day and not just to get through today, but to make an impact today. And I'm telling you, just that change in my prayer changed my whole perception. Now, let me backpedal, though, because you said something that I did that I shouldn't have done. I hit the snooze alarm several times. What? Now, I did get up earlier, but I did set the snooze many, many times, and I need to stop doing that. It's hard. It's like a habit of snooze, 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 and it's not good for you. It can't be good for you because it's like you go back to sleep, then you wake back up, right? It's got to mess you up somehow.
It does.
Yeah, it's just I'm sitting there thinking, okay, now it's time to get up. So with all the snoozing and praying and all that, I still did manage to get up 15 minutes earlier. So it made a difference.
Good for you.
So I'm hoping to continue that on through the next from now on. It does. It helps.
Well, the older you get, the less sleep you need. Trust me.
I'm learning that with children because I used to have to sleep 8 to 10 hours. And now if I get 5 hours, obviously I want to get more than that. But if I get a good 5 or 6 hours, I'm tired the next day, but I feel good about that because it's like, man, I missed the 8 to 10 hours, but I don't need that. If I slept that much hours, I would not be productive. So anyways, that's Rob's wisdom. That's not good wisdom. Listen to Kay's Wednesday wisdom because it's way better.
Well, if you stop and think about it, I mean, if you do 2 push-ups today, 2 push-ups tomorrow, you're making progress. Little things over a period of time add up.
It's like compound interest.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a thing here, our media team at church, and I'm so grateful to have young people who are just highly motivated. We have a young lady, I mentioned her yesterday, who we went to the Ark Church in Conroe because we wanted to see how they do things over there. One of our little, we call them plumb lines here in our different ministries at church. But one of my plumb lines for our media ministries is try to do everything with excellence. Do everything with excellence. Not try, but do everything with excellence. Doesn't mean perfection, but it means let's be excellent with what we do. And if we don't hit the bar, that's fine. We'll just try again. But that's our standard. And why do we want to do everything with excellence? Because we serve an excellent God. That's why. And so that's why one of my plumb lines is do everything with the excellence. I mentioned yesterday, one of the other ones is everything has an eternal effect. Everything that we do can literally change somebody's life and set them up in a relationship with the Lord. So everything we do has an eternal effect, whether it's good or bad. But the whole reason I bring this up is in our media ministry, I just wanted to do something simple. I said, let's just add or improve one thing a week. That's it. I know there's 20 things that we'd like to do, but let's just focus on one thing a week. And as I've went back over these last 4 months, 3 to 4 months, I've seen a drastic change in the way that we used to do stuff and how we're doing it now. And if we would have took all of that in at once,
you're overwhelmed and you don't get anything done.
Yeah. And so, one of the things was moving a camera from upstairs downstairs. Seems like a small feat or a small task, but it's a lot of work because we actually had to take out 2 more rows of pews downstairs. We still got the pews over here at FBC, the good old pews. So if you're looking for a good old pew, come on. We got a pew more. So come on, be part of it.
Got a few pews.
we got a pew more. But we took out a couple of those because we needed room. We're going to be building. We're moving our in-house sound and lighting downstairs instead of upstairs. And so, but that was one thing, right? And if we would have looked at moving that camera and taking out the seats and doing all, it would have been overwhelming. But so one week I said, this week we're going to take out those pews. We did. The next week we moved the camera down. The next week we added another camera. The next week we added a wireless part. The next week we changed some of our angles. And so all these things over 4 months have added up. And it's still nowhere near where I want it to be, but I'm happy with where it's going. So that's where Cassidy's here. She can come in and have a seat. We have our seats here for Miss Cassidy. We had to buy those seats and bring them in. Cost a lot of money. Okay, so
just for Cassidy.
Yes, just for Cassie. Billy misses the table. Can I get y'all's feedback real quick? Should the table come back, or are y'all okay with this table? Billy misses.
Okay with that table.
This is.
I do like the other one was high enough to put my drink on, and I didn't have to reach for it.
Are you having to reach down now?
I don't reach down while we're on in the air.
You don't need to bring see etiquette. See, I just stopped picking my nose when we started the show. So, all right. Well, all that in a roundabout way. There's your Kay's Wednesday wisdom. One, have good on-air etiquette. This is totally not related to Kay's Wednesday wisdom, but it is. Don't pick your nose on the show. And then, secondly, make sure you spend a little bit. What was a book? You said you read a book. It was the 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Club.
And that's what it just that extra hour. You block that hour with things that you do to help. By right?
Robin Sharman.
Yeah.
Robin Sherman.
Yeah,
Sharma.
Sharma. Okay, I thought it was related. It's not the cousin of the toilet paper maker. Okay.
And the other book that I was kind of I didn't mention specifically, but Atomic Habits. I was kind of doing a little bit each day. Adds up over a period of time.
Awesome. There was one 5-second lean. The 5-second lean. It was the guys over at Iron Brothers. When our HLI class. There's a book called The 5-Second Lean, and they went through this book in their business. And he was honest with us. He said, when we did this, there was several of our employees that didn't want to buy into it. They're no longer here because everybody bought into this new method. And they meet every morning. It's really cool. And everybody has a job and an assignment. And what the 5-second lean basic for me, what I took out of it is if there's something that you need to do it. Like don't put it off. Don't wait around. Setting your snooze button. Don't do that. See, the book hasn't impacted me.
Neither one of us
yet.
do that.
I do it though. That's what I'm saying to myself. I do it. But if you would just in that 5 seconds say, I'm not going to do that. You got to take control of your mind and your thoughts. And in that 5, I'm not going to hit that button. I'm going to get up and jump out of bed. Well, you make that decision in 5 seconds. Well, all of a sudden now, boom, you're on with your day and you're doing what you need to do.
When you're 40, you can jump out of bed. When you're 66, you roll out of bed.
Yeah, I kind of crawl out right now. Sometimes at the bottom of the sheets too. That's how I kind of depends. If the children wake up in the middle of the night, which they normally don't, but maybe once every 2 months, Braylon will wake up now and she'll come into our room. And I don't ever get upset about that because I know one day that ain't going to happen anymore.
It won't.
So, but when she does that,
it would be a little weird if it did.
Yeah, I don't want to wake her up, so I kind of like sneak out the end of the bed whenever she does that. But it is. You got 5 seconds to make a decision. Sometimes, I mean, it's a split-second decision, and in those 5 seconds, something's going to happen to one of you today. Here's some encouragement, some inspiration to tag along with Kay's Wednesday Wisdom. Something's gonna come up in somebody today. I believe it's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to all of us. We're going to have 5 seconds to make a decision. And whether it's where we go to eat, whether what we do with our time, there's going to be a decision you've got to make. Think about in that 5 seconds, make the decision that's going to be the best. And when I say, for instance, when you make that decision, where you're going to go eat, 5 seconds. Tell yourself, I ain't going to go eat that today. I'm not going to go eat McDonald's today. I don't got anything against McDonald's. I eat it way too much, though. So today I'm going to tell myself, you ain't going to McDonald's. Go somewhere else. Get something healthy to eat. Take that 5 seconds and turn that into gold and watch your life change. I think it's important. And then apply what Kay talked about within that first hour. Get up a little bit earlier and start blocking off time that's important. I believe the most important time for me as a Christian is wake up and pray. The first thing you should do is pray and ask the Lord to bless this day and also to guide you in the steps that you need to have a productive day and most importantly, to have an impact on others. I think that's the biggest reason that we're all here. If we're not picking somebody up, we're letting them down. I was telling that to somebody the other day. I said, man, we have got to encourage people and pick them up every day because if not, whether we realize it or not, we're actually letting people down. and it's not easy every day. So
It's not.
Okay.
I know.
Thank you
Kay's
for that.
picking me up every day.
That's it. Well, Kay, thank you for the Wednesday wisdom. We'll put together an article, and you can find all of Kay's Wednesday wisdom on our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. We'll take a brief break. Cassidy's with us, and she's going to give us some updates on great things that are happening at our local chamber. Stay with us. More to come. It's your show, brought to you, as always, on a wonderful Wednesday by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. More information online at tomorrowspromise.info. And also, Kay, keyword.
Cool.
Cool. That's cool. That's cool, Rick. I'm getting that phlegm in my throat, so I'm starting to have that cool voice, you know. That's cool.
Really deep.
Hey, but your
gravelly
sneeze
voice.
went away.
My sneeze, that's right. My sneeze went away. Text in cool along with your name. We already had some new people texting in this morning. 936-339-0139. Your chance to win Cafe Texan. We'll take a break. We'll be back with Cassidy. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Billy Cawthon of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and you're listening to Spirit Radio, the spirit of Huntsville.
righty, welcome back at it as we continue on this journey called Good Morning Huntsville in our wonderful, beautiful community. We want to welcome all of you, and many of you are commenting in. Thank you for that this morning. And also several have texted in to win that Cafe Texan gift card. All you got to do, text in your name to 936-339-0139. Check it out in 3, 2, 1. Boom, there she is. Cassidy Gutierrez joining us this morning. Good to see you, Cassidy. Welcome back. I'm sitting here all excited. I was like, I got everything all plugged in and ready to go. And I was bragging to Kay this morning about how everything's been. I said, man, everything's rolling smooth. And then I totally forgot to plug you in. There you go.
You were so close.
Yeah, I was
You
there.
did great.
Good to see you, Cassidy. How are things going? Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me, as always. You guys are great.
We need to have her name tag up here, Kay, like above her head. It's kind of like when back in the old and getting to know Jesus days, and you'd go to the Applebee's horseshoe, and my name wasn't, but there was names above the seats. You know where I'm going with that, Kay. So it's a little more family friendly here though than the Applebee's horseshoe. So welcome in to the Hello Huntsville horseshoe.
I love it.
This morning. Cassidy with the Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce doing some great things, and we wanted to highlight more events and just kind of a refresher about some great events that are on the horizon. So let us know what's going on.
Yeah, so lots of fun things happening. As always, I feel like we've got so many great things on the horizon. Like you said, the next upcoming big event that we'll have will be out at Abel's, and that's our inaugural Chamber Clay Classic event happening on June 20th. So next Friday, coming in quick, coming in hot. Yeah. So it's a really great opportunity to get out there and, if nothing else, see that course. If you guys have not seen what Abel's has to offer, I want to say you're missing out. Their prices are unmatched. I mean, the course is beautiful. They've got 2 different course options. We'll be using one of those courses for the shoot next week. And it's a great opportunity, just like everything we do, to network, make friends. We've had several people call in or email and say, I don't have enough people for a team, but that's okay. We have individual registration available, and we'll put you on a team. You can make new friends. So it's a good opportunity, and everything is provided in that registration, down to breakfast, lunch, your golf cart, eyewear, earwear, ammo, everything except your gun. So BYOG, but everything else, we're taking care of you guys for the day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's and be a part of that. That is such a great event that's going to be happening over at Abel's. What day is that again, just as a refresher for folks? I know they can go to the website, HuntsvilleWalkerChamber.com, for more information. But again, what day is that happening and the time? What should people kind of block off if they're going to that?
Absolutely. No, thank you for asking. So Friday, June 20th. So next Friday, June 20th. And we will start registration at 7 a.m. I encourage everyone, because it is our first one, to get there early for that registration, because we do have a timeline to follow, obviously, to make sure we get everyone out on the course promptly. So we'll have a mandatory safety briefing after registration that'll start about 8:10, and I'm really excited about that. Abel's does a really good job keeping everybody safe. They have a lot of protocols in place. They personally bring in a trapper for every single station to not only keep score, but to make sure people are wearing their eye protection, ear protection. They're practicing gun safety. So I'm really excited to partner with them.
Okay, have you ever done, with Rick, I would think maybe Rick has ever done some clay shooting. He has. Have you ever went clay shooting?
No, I have not.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yet.
Yeah. next Friday, so it's going to be a lot of fun. This is such a great event. I mean, I love the diversity of events. Kay, at Tomorrow's Promise, they're always working on a lot of new things too. And I think it's great to see all these new events, just like you guys are doing a lot of new events to fundraise for Tomorrow's Promise. But this is one that's going to be fun. And I know right now, as you said, there may be somebody out there saying, I can't get a team together. Sometimes it's hard to get teams together. But you can go out as an individual. They'll find a place for you and be involved. Some questions that I've had, and I just wanted to circle back to these. Folks were asking about the gun. They were asking about the ammo. How does all that work for this event?
Okay, so people do need to bring their own gun. Specifically, they're supplied ammo for 12 and 20 gauge. Anything other than that, they will need to bring their own ammunition. However, it's pretty common. Everyone's going to use a 12 or a 20. So they will be handed that at their station when they roll up to their first station. They'll get their ammo. So like I said, it's really a streamlined process. We've got everything in place for them. We just need them to come.
So I'm sitting there thinking, would you recommend, if no one's ever went clay shooting, to come to the event, or should they probably have a little bit, maybe come and watch, or should they be a part of it too?
They can definitely be a part of it. Specifically.
What was that, Rick?
I have shotguns.
No, Rick has
There you
shotgun.
go. And
Okay.
Rick has shotguns.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rick. He's always so kind. No, and I think this is a great place to start, sincerely, because there are so many assistants, if you will. There's so many people there that are hands-on. So at every single station, there's a trapper, and because it's a small group at each station, there's 4 individuals at each station at a time, then they can get some more guided assistance or support or tips if they've never even shot and they just want to go shoot your shot and see, what it's all about. I think it's a
Cool.
good opportunity to try it, whether you're a novice or a professional. Yeah.
I would need somebody holding my hand through the process.
They will. They did it with me not that long ago. They,
Were you a first timer?
For clay shooting,
Really?
yeah. I don't just
Okay.
have a lot, time laying around. I'm just out clay shooting. Yeah. So
I'm just married, got 3 children. It's no big deal. I go every day.
yeah, right, every day. No, but it was. And they did a great job walking me through everything and the proper procedures, and yeah, it was really incredible experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, again, HuntsvilleWalkerChamber.com for more information, and you can sign up. Not only this event coming up, I know a ribbon cutting today. We encourage people to go out. Kay Hovnanian Homes, they are opening up the new development there on 30 beautiful homes that are opening.
They are.
They're doing that in collaboration with you guys. And then outside of that, what else is on the horizon?
We got breakfast tomorrow. It's a small business
that's right.
breakfast. It's a really incredible opportunity. I had someone reach out maybe yesterday. The days are running together, guys. But they're really new to Huntsville, and they want to get involved. They were involved in their chamber where they came from. And I said, that's a great place to start.
It is,
Come to a breakfast if you can. Obviously, if your schedule allows. If not, check out our calendar on the website. We have a wide variety of opportunities to get plugged in. But those breakfasts are really a good for a nominal fee. We'll feed you, and you get to meet some incredible people in the community, and like Rick, specifically like Rick. And then if you have a business of your own, of course, you can take a 30 seconds and talk about that. But if not, you can just meet people and see resources and what's involved in our wonderful community. And
yeah,
then,
you bring up a good point, because there's people that are involved in the chamber just as individuals, just to get out there and meet people.
Right.
Those chamber breakfasts, and Rick and Kay, I got to know y'all a little bit more through those back in the day too. It's so important. I think that is one of the best chamber events to go to, are those breakfasts. Get
it's
up
a
and
good
go.
way to meet people and get to know people in town.
Yes,
It is, and everybody's always in a good attitude. You'd think
Yeah.
early in the morning people are not at our chamber. Everybody's happy. It's always a lot of fun, and we want to encourage you to come out and be a part of that. I got to talk to Jason. I'd love to. We used to do the show on location out there for during the chamber
fun.
breakfast.
Okay.
But we bumped it up just because of different schedules. My schedule first, but then several other people, so we bumped it up to 7:30. So we may have to. I'll talk to Jason. It'd be cool to do that again and just do a little show out there where it's not interrupting or getting in the way of any of that. And maybe we have to scale it back to 7, but we'll figure. I'll talk to Jason. That'd be cool to do that again sometime. So come out, be a part. Again, the clay shoot happening next Friday. Ribbon cutting today at noon.
Ribbon cutting today.
Clay shooting coming up next Friday, and then the breakfast also tomorrow. I know I'm scattering everything around, but you'll find it all
you
out.
did a great job. Yeah.
I didn't go in order at all, Kay. I was
You
like,
did- no,
hey,
you did
we got
so
the
good.
clay shoot next Friday. Oh, by the way, breakfast tomorrow. Oh, and then there's a ribbon cutting today.
Well, you worked backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did okay. There was still a strategy. It was
You s-
intentional, right?
Cassidy said the days run together, and when she said that, Kay, I thought about a new term. It's called yesterday. It's yesterday. I told you about that yesterday.
In one sense, people either remember the first thing or the last thing you said. The middle thing's usually fuzzy. So, you mentioned today, and then, so.
It all runs together. Well, Kay, I know you've been a big advocate and been involved in the chamber, on the board and the HLI committee. While Cassidy's here, just let us know briefly how much the chamber's meant to you and Tomorrow's Promise and all that you do. I know it's been great for you.
Oh, well, I made the mistake for the first few years of, being a member but not being involved.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know exactly the last 8 years or maybe 10. How long? But, I started going to the breakfasts, and then I started going to other things. And then I joined the leads group on Thursday, and, just gotten more and more involved and gotten to know more and more people in the community. So it's been really good to be able to get out and know people.
And Kay leaves out. She's very humble. She talked about all those things. She's also an ambassador, so you get to go out and meet businesses and welcome them and really thank them again for being a member. So Kay is extremely involved and always staying busy.
Yes.
And that's why you are the hug of Huntsville, by the way. So don't ever lose that. That's your moniker, Kay. So if anybody out there wants to make a shirt for Kay, please do so. That'd be great. So, well, Cassidy, thank you. Anything else? We got about one more minute. Anything else you wanted to highlight?
Oh my goodness! In 1 minute, let's go.
Boom, go.
As always, look at our calendar, stay up to date on our socials. We have a women's event, women's luncheon coming up in August, so stay tuned for more information on that. But it is already on the website, and we're building more information as we get closer. That one's sponsored by the SBDC, and we're adding a scholarship element to that. I'll leave you guys with that.
Cool.
So, yeah, I'll leave it with that. I'm very excited.
All right. Well, Cassidy Gutierrez doing great work with our chamber. Join today if you're not already a member. And get involved. It is such a great opportunity to network and to connect with so many wonderful people and businesses here in our community.
And actually, I mean, you have individual memberships where an individual can join the chamber even though they're not involved with a business. So you can join as an individual.
Yeah. So do it now. HuntsvilleWalkerChamber.com. All right, we're going to take a final break. When we come back, briefly, it'll be Rick's Top 10, and then we'll wrap it up. It's your show. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you, Cassidy, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you,
and
guys.
We'll see you back next time, all right? We'll be back in a moment. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We're not a daycare. We're a child care center focused on growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
It's time for that big, beautiful, bouncing head. None other on a Wednesday than Rick's Top 10.
And what is our top 10 about today?
It's national something about life being beautiful. Is that right?
This is our top 10 ways to make life beautiful. I'm supposed to cue the drum roll and the funky Lake Show band music.
We don't have that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Number 10, plant something green. Even if it's just that suspicious-looking avocado seed you've had on your windowsill since 2023.
With toothpicks in it from the school, right? You know,
Yeah.
the kids still do that?
Yeah.
The children? Yeah.
Well, we got rid of green. Our
Oh,
pool's,
yeah.
our
Yeah, our
pool's no
pool.
longer green.
Give someone a genuine compliment. Not nice shirt, but more like you radiate the joy of a sunrise over pancakes.
Oh, okay.
You do that, honey. Number 8, Clean your car, because nothing says beautiful life like not sitting on old fast food wrappers and a melting crayon. I wonder how a crayon melts in your car.
You don't want to know.
You know, just ask me. You know, with all these little ones everywhere, they melt.
It's been a while since I've had little ones.
Oh, remember when Angie borrowed the car and I found the bottle?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Number 7, unplug for an hour. That's right. No TikTok, no email, no doom scrolling. Just stare at a tree or a ceiling fan like it's 1994.
My daughter was staring at the ceiling fan the other night, and I really thought, I said, I miss the days of just looking up and trying to follow the blade.
Hard to do, isn't it?
We don't do that anymore.
I try not to. It makes me dizzy.
Oh, that's good.
Number 6, send a thank you note. Handwritten. Yes, with a pen. On actual paper, like in the olden days.
Okay, we'll handwrite a note. I like it.
Number 5, smile at strangers. I do that now and people look at me funny.
Smile at me and I look at you funny.
Unless you're on the subway, then maybe just a polite nod. Number 4, dance in your kitchen. Bonus points if it's to a 90s boys band or your toddler's favorite Coco Melon remix.
Don't start with the Coco Melon.
I'm sorry. I
Garbage
danced
melon.
to 60s in the kitchen.
Garbage melon, by the way.
Yeah. Number 3, pick up someone else's trash because beautiful people make the world less trashy. Literally.
Okay.
Number 2, tell someone you love them. Preferably someone you actually know. I love you, Derek.
That makes life so beautiful, Rick.
Isn't it? And the number 1 way to make life beautiful, be kind when no one's looking. That's the secret sauce to a beautiful life. Quiet kindness, generously given. In honor of Life Beautiful Day today.
There it is. The happy bouncing head guy. Rick's Top 10.
Does it look the same?
I just like to say the Rick's Top 10. That's my favorite part, besides K's Wednesday Wisdom. There he is. Happy bouncy heady guy. It's Rick. Top 10 list. Good stuff, Rick. Real briefly, and then we're going to head over to our phone and text line. We do have a winner today. You got to make sure that you answer. Wanted to ask y'all, because Rick said something on this, Kay. A subway. Have you ever ridden? Is that the right word? Ridden? Rode?
Ridden.
Ridden in a subway? Is that right, or road?
Does it count if you've taken the train at the airport?
No, that's the no.
It goes down. Some of them do.
The underground tram. Yeah. No, it's got to be like a New York.
I have never actually ridden on the subway.
Have you? Okay.
Yes.
What is it like? Is it nervous? Is it scary? Is it whatever?
Well, the last time I was on a subway was, let's see, Ian was about 4 years old. I think it was in Philadelphia. Or maybe it was Washington. It wasn't that bad, but I don't know that I would want to do it nowadays.
Yeah, it just seems kind of
sketchy,
scary.
It was, like I said, I felt safe, but I mean, that's been over 30 years ago.
This was in the time of Philadelphia freedom. Oh, won't you shine?
I'm trying to remember. I took the boy. We were at a conference. And I was having to do something with the boys during the day, and it was when Independence Day came out, because we went and took the subway and went and watched Independence Day.
That's been quite some time ago.
Boy, that makes it sound a long time ago. You know what movie? I only went to see 2 movies ever with my grandmother. Well, no, 1 with each grandma ever. With my dad's mom, I went to see Home Alone. And that was, I remember going to the theater. She took it. It was, you know, when you do something with a family member that you normally don't do, it feels foreign. I remember Gangy. We called her Gangy. She goes, "Let's go to the movies." We never went to the movies with her. Not like a bad thing. Just we didn't go to a movie with her. She lived in South Texas. Well, we went to the movies. I remember watching Home Alone with her. We went to the movie theater. And then my other grandma, who I miss both of them dearly, especially my mom's mom. I miss that. I just miss her so much. We went to watch Wild Hogs. She loved that movie. Now, that was on me. I said, "Nanny."
Okay, I've seen both of those movies.
Yeah, she loved Wild Hogs. So, and she would tell everybody for years. She goes, "Oh, the Hogs, that's one of my favorite movies." And it was her favorite because her grandson went with her to see it. So,
okay, if you guys have grandmothers, you should go with them because mine both passed away before I was old enough to go to movies.
My grandmother, I was like three or four. And Mom dropped us off, and we were going to go see 101 Dalmatians. And I had the money, and I, reached way up to pay for the tickets and
This
everything.
is only like 50 years ago.
And reached up to pay for the tickets and everything, and then I went to the concession stand and got the popcorn and stuff, and then I went and put money in the Coke machine to get a Coke, and at that time the cup would drop down and fill the Coke, and my cup got stuck, and I grabbed it real quick and got about half a Coke because it didn't work. Then I led my grandma down. We sat down and started waiting for the movie to start, and the owner came down and wanted to talk to me, and my grandmother's like, "No, you can't talk to her," kind of thing. And he's like, I just want to take her for a minute. And so he took me back a few feet and asked me if my grandmother was, I can't remember if he said deaf or blind. Asked if she was deaf, I think, because I was leading her around and everything. And
I thought you were going to say she's single.
And so when I went back, sat down, my grandmother did wear hearing aids and was pretty deaf. And so because I had done everything, he thought that she was blind and deaf.
Oh, goodness.
Kind of thing. And so he was going to refund her ticket.
Oh, that's nice.
And my grandmother, as soon as my mother came, and I don't remember telling my grandmother anything, but as soon as my mother came to pick us up, she was, and my mother had to go in and talk to the man, and he was an older man. I mean, he was about the age of my grandmother, I think. And he went and Mom went and talked to him, and then she came back and she was explaining to Grandma, no, he was going to give the money back,
And your mom was like, "Why didn't you tell him?" No. See, I was right though. That's what I originally thought that you were going to say. He took me over here. Is your grandmother single? All right. Well, let's head over. That's a good story. I love that though. It's a great story. Yeah.
She has lots of good stories.
My
childhood's a blur. There was a lot of rocks and dirt. That's all I remember.
Rick, tell us the story. Well,
I just remember, the dogs being real big across the screen. I think that was the first time I ever went to the movies.
That was it. Yeah, that's cool. Well, let's head over to the
Flipping back there.
This is why somebody needs to sponsor this, because it gets drilled into your brain. The other day, I almost said the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian cuisine, who I miss Randy so much.
I miss Randy so much.
Let's head over to the Your Name Here phone and text line, as we have a winner today, and you got to answer to win.
Hello.
Howdy.
Yes, who are we speaking with?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Who are we speaking with today?
Kyle Curley.
Who is this?
Kyle Curley.
Paul Curley?
Paul? Did you say Paul? You were echoing.
No, Kyle Curley.
Oh, Kyle. You're on the towboat, man. Dude.
Yeah.
Wow. You didn't text in your name. Didn't know who. Where are you at right now? Are you like 50 miles off the go? Where are you at?
I am crossing the Anderson Waterway at the moment.
Wow.
Going into Houston.
And you're outside of Louisiana, right?
No, I just went through the Polar Peninsula.
Oh.
Going into Houston.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're still in Texas. Okay. Well, you can't win. It's only for out of state.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well, Kyle, congratulations, man. When are you? I know you're what, a month? Don't you work like a month on? How does that work?
28 and 14. I actually come home tomorrow.
All right. Well, hey, you got 2 weeks to eat at Cafe Texan then, buddy. So congratulations. All right.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
Hey, Kay's got a
Thank you to everybody on the show.
You bet. Kay Boning's here from Tomorrow's Promise. She's got a quick question for you.
What are you thankful for today?
Yes, ma'am. I am thankful for my son being in lovely daycare and how much he described and how well he's doing.
Oh.
I'm thankful for my family.
Is he's over there? Do you know Kyle? Is he over at Tomorrow's Promise?
He is. He's at the one, the other campus, not the one on the veteran.
Okay.
The main location?
Yeah. All right. Well,
My wife actually works for you now in this case.
Pardon?
His wife works for you. Wow, I didn't know this. His wife works for you.
I can't hardly hear you.
Yeah, he's cutting in and out. Hey, your wife, I should know this, Kyle. What's her name again?
Mackenzie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How cool is that? Wow. All right. Well, you definitely can't win then because you're connected to the school through your wife. So sorry. Next time. No, I'm just,
It doesn't work that way.
I'll take your card for you, Kyle, and I'll go eat.
All right, buddy.
That's okay.
Hey, well, be careful out there, all right, brother? God bless you, man.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
All right,
God
bye-bye.
bless you. Have a good day.
You too.
How cool is that? Got a guy out on he's on a tug, but he pushes boats around, man.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing right now. Isn't that cool? Right there calling the show. Wow. All right. Well, there you go, guys.
It was hard to understand.
Had no idea that it was him, though.
I couldn't hardly hear.
Yeah.
Well, these don't work with her hearing aids all that great.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. He didn't put in his name. So, well, that'll wrap it up today. Good show today, guys. Thank you.
I thought it was a good show.
Thank y'all.
I mean, I was on it. That's why. But
Hey, I want to encourage you. You know, before we go, we are all about uplifting people in this community. That's what we do on this platform. And, you know, just like Jamie and his wife, Nina, we love that family very much. There are many people that are doing such wonderful things here in Huntsville. I want to encourage you. I launched a new website. It's not an app yet because of the technical things that are involved in creating an app. But if you have needs in the community, I want to encourage you just to look into this. It's called letspray.net. And when you think of social media, you think of flipping through stuff like Facebook or Instagram. Well, I've had this idea for a while, and I work on this very limited in the evenings whenever I'm laying down. You know, it's kind of my hobby, I guess you would say, doing this, because I miss doing stuff like this. And I've got so much else going on at church and with Hello Huntsville that there's not a lot of me time anymore just to do things that I want to do. And I don't say that in a negative way. I love what I get to do every day, but I miss being able to create different things on my own, you know, outside of a work environment. And so this was an idea I've had for a long time, and I've launched this. And if you go to letspray.net, you log in, you can post prayer requests on here. And you can make them anonymous if you want, which is great, or you can have your name on it. But you can post prayers. And if you're on your cell phone, it's really neat because you can actually flip with your thumb just like you could on social media. But this is an opportunity for folks to go on, to post their prayer request, and for other people to pray with you. And so it's really neat. You can reply to people. You can click. You don't have to reply, but if you pray for someone, you can click the little prayer hands. It's a whole back end. So again, it's letspray.net. And I mention that because there are a lot of folks in our community that have needs, that need to that just want someone to pray for them. And so go on there, post your prayers, and again, if you want others to pray, and it's open to everybody, by the way. That's the cool thing about this. It's open to everybody, and make it part of your routine in the morning, just to open up the letspray.net and just pray with people, pray for people. I think that's what we're called to do, is to pray and just to love on each other. So, and I say all that because, you know, we're praying for you, Jamie. We're praying for you, Kay. I know you've been under the weather, and so I just want to encourage our audience to keep Kay in your prayers as well. She works very, very hard in this community. She doesn't seek the recognition, but she deserves so much because she has done so much, and so she doesn't get enough credit for all that she does for our children here in Huntsville, not just taking care of children through Tomorrow's Promise and educating them, but through the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. I mean, we're talking, 1,050 children now getting books every month, right? Give her a prayer. Say a prayer for her. Keep her strong, because we love you, Kay, and we appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
And Rick, you're all right as well.
I know. I'm just all right. I'm her support.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the hat?
Yes, it says emotional support husband, do not pet. Well, that's good. I haven't pet you in a while, Rick. So. Well, hey, that'll wrap it up, friends. Kay, any final comments today? I know it's been a fun morning. Thank y'all for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Anything final, Rick?
I have nothing. Well, it'll never be final, Rob, because we're in this forever.
That's right. Well, for a limited time. And then
it's forever.
And then we get to be called home and
that's what I
see
mean.
the Lord. So, yeah. All right.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I'll see you there.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll see you there, but hopefully not anytime soon.
Well,
you know, maybe maybe
if it's your time, it's your time.
Maybe 100 years from, and 100 years from now, I can guarantee that I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I just had a vision of, you all gray and everything with the beard down here. And, hello, Huntsville.
It probably will be going on. Be like 80, 89. How y'all doing? My voice will be gone by then because I talk too much. All right, that'll wrap it up. Hey, come join us at noon. Kay of Indian Homes, their grand opening, they're off 30, so come by to that. And join us back tomorrow. We'll have a fun episode here tomorrow. Go to the Chamber Breakfast if you can, but if not, join us here on the show. We'll be at it with Jason Bay from First Baptist.
We forgot to say who's sponsoring the clay.
Yes. Big shout out to Wisniewski.
Yeah.
Wisniewski
Dodge.
They're very helpful in the community.
They are.
Very,
they do a
very
lot of
active.
things. They help us.
Yeah, they've been very, very instrumental in helping with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you to Wisniewski for all that I just like saying that word, by the way.
Well, they're sponsoring the clay shoot, and Cassidy asked us to mention it, and I just remembered.
Well, yeah, we didn't give Cassidy the opportunity to say that because we had to get going. But Wisniewski, thank you. Appreciate you. Wisniewski. That sounds like something you'd get over there at that. What is that? What is that brewery that opened up there off of 19? You know, that's
Lucky 19?
Lucky 19. That sounds like something you'd order there, like let me get a Wisniewski.
You might be able to. I don't know.
Thank you to Wisniewski. By the way, you guys create that brand, just like Tomorrow's
Really?
Promise is, going to branch off one of these. Kay doesn't know it, but one day they're going to have like 7 different brands of things. Wisniewski ought to branch off into that. Come on and get a brewski at Wisniewski. All right, we appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow, I promise, 7:30. Jason Bay here from First. Until then, hey, Huntsville, we love you. We thank you. And remember this, I end every show the same way, but it's so important. We're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We really do need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there this morning really, really needs you. Till then, so long. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. Big thank you to Kay and Rick, Tomorrow's Promise, online at tomorrowspromise.info. We'll see you guys. Thank y'all.
Good night. Good day. Whatever.